What's going on, guys? We are Tottenham TV here, and the feel-good factor is finally back at the lane, having been unbeaten now in 7 games under Jose Mourinho in Cup and Premier League games. Finally, since we beat Liverpool, the results seem to kind of turn a corner, although you could argue a lot of fortune has been had in those results. But what a massive game coming up against RB Leipzig. This is your match preview. After the last minute winner, we're all still getting over the seam to the limbs. We're still just about recovering from the away end at Villa Park for the 94th winner for Heung-min Son. Watching Chelsea lose yesterday gave a massive boost to our top 4 hopes, or top 5 hopes, given City's current situation. But we still have a Champions League tie to contend with, and again, for the second year in a row, we face a team right at the top of the Bundesliga. Not quite in first place like last year, but it's currently sitting in second place, just behind Bayern Munich. It's RB Leipzig, who we play on Wednesday night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it is not going to be an easy game. They're near the top for a reason. They've been consistently near the top of the Bundesliga for a few years now, and under new manager Julian Nagelsmann, who is nicknamed Baby Mourinho, they really have come on leaps and bounds this season and look a real threat to the top of the Bundesliga. Even though Bayern currently sit a point clear at the top, it's only a point, and Leipzig just faced Bayern Munich only a couple weeks ago, finished 0-0 at the Allianz Arena, but Leipzig really and probably will be kicking themselves. They did not win that game. They suck in deep, they counter-attacked Bayern Munich, and they found it very, very difficult to Bayern Munich found it very, very difficult to break them down, and Leipzig had some very big chances throughout that game. Going to the game, though, Leipzig will not be without a recognised centre-back due to Mbakano's suspension and injuries to other centre-backs, meaning they're very likely to play full-backs in the centre-back area, and this could be of a big boost to Spurs, who obviously, with our star striker Harry Kane out injured, we're going to need all the help we can get. And Son could give trouble to any fullbacks playing at centre-back, given his clever movement and runs. So that's a big boost for Tottenham. But obviously the biggest threat for Leipzig is going forward. They just were on the end of, I believe, an 8-game run where they scored at least 3 goals per game, which I think was a record in the Bundesliga. It just shows how good they are going forward. They have some really, really talented forward players. Not firstly to mention Timo Werner, who is currently second top goal scorer in the Bundesliga, 20 goals, only 3 behind Lewandowski, who by all accounts is having one of the best seasons of his career. Shows how good he has been this season in the Bundesliga. He's so fast, he's nippy, you can't get near him, he's got such a clinical finish on him. Timo Werner is going to be one to really watch out for, and he starts for Germany now in the national team. He's been heavily linked with a summer move to Liverpool due to his release clause. He's had a few good years now coming from Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. He's a proper striker, and we're going to have to be at our best if we're going to curtail how lethal he can be. Obviously, with his pace, and we're going to have one of Tanganga or Sanchez in the back line, because having a back line against Toby and Jan against the pace of Timo Werner is just going to ask for trouble. In other positions, Dani Olmo is a good new signing in January, a Spanish winger Tottenham were very heavily linked with from Dinamo Zagreb, and he is a really good talent. He's already started very well at Leipzig. Emil Forsberg, the Swedish international, is the star of the Swedish team. He's going to be a very good player in midfield to watch out for. Creative player. We're going to have to keep a close eye on him as well. And there's also Marcel Sabitzer, who's also a very talented midfield player who likes to come forward and get goals. So there, and Yusuf Poulsen, a striker from Switzerland, who's really improved his play. It's going to be a tough game. We're going to have to defend for our lives. I cannot see us keeping a clean sheet and not conceding any away goals, but that could be the key. I think if we come away with this game with the minimum amount of away goals conceded as possible, obviously goes without saying that's a massive boost, but especially given the fact they have a really poor defence, if we can really keep it tight and hit them on the counter-attack, that could really be a way to go in this game, because Leipzig are a real threat. I know a lot of fans, especially Tottenham fans, were very happy when we got this draw back in December, or at the end of the group stages. I think Tottenham fans saw this as one that was very much winnable, and it's obviously no Barcelona, but this is one of the form teams in the Bundesliga. Although they had a few iffy results of late, this is one of the best teams and well-coached teams that we could face. No bones about it. They are very adept. They're very adept at pressing the opposition. They're very adept at sitting back and hitting teams on the break. They're very adept at holding possession and dominating possession and keeping teams back. This is a team that's adept to a lot of situations. They proved it this season a couple of times. They played Bayern Munich twice. They drew both games, could have won both games. And they've played it with different styles depending on the opposition. Julian Nagelsmann, 32 years old. He's one of the most exciting coaches in the whole of Europe, taking Hoffenheim to the Champions League in his first few years of management. And now he's challenging for the Bundesliga with Leipzig in his first season in charge. This is a guy who's going to be around for a long, long time. They called him Baby Mourinho. Well, this is time for the master to meet the apprentice, because this is going to be a clash of coaching. I believe it's going to be a very big tactical battle out there, given the resources to both clubs. It's going to be such a tough game. It's going to be really tough to call. I'm hoping that we can kind of catch them on an off day. Hopefully, the football they play won't be as smooth as it has been. But given the fact we don't really have a defensive midfielder, it's going to be hard to break up the play. We saw Eric Dyer come in on Sunday, hoping he was going to have a good game, following in for the game on Wednesday, but that didn't really happen. And it looks like our midfield's in a good place. We have Winks, Ndombele and Lo Celso, all options in the centre midfield. So it's not a bad position to be in. It's just in terms of breaking up a dominant Leipzig side could be tough. But we did start with a midfield two against City of Winks and Lo Celso. And although we did get lucky in parts, we did end up on the winning side, or 2-0 win. And if we can get a similar scoreline in this game, that would be an absolute godsend. If we can get a 2-goal to win victory, that would be absolutely incredible with no away goals. It's going to be tough though. I can't see us keeping a clean sheet. I think Leipzig are going to come, and as they perform every game, they're going to go for the win. They're going to have a plan in place for us. Obviously, although our results have improved a lot of late, I think 3 Premier League wins in a row, unbeaten in 7. The performances, although I think we're playing well, we're still getting very fortunate in terms of the amount of goals we're conceding. We're conceding a lot of chances. That is the worry. And you can't rely on luck in these kind of games. You need to be able to restrict the opposition to as little chances as possible. And against Man City, against Southampton, and against our last game against Aston Villa, but we conceded a lot of chances. And although against Villa especially we created a lot of chances, which is fair play to us, we can't rely on Leipzig missing the amount of chances the other teams have missed. So we have to shore up the defence. I'm thinking probably Tanganga might come in at left back for Ben Davies, who played 90 minutes on Sunday. I think Sanchez and Toby and Aurier will probably keep their place, but they need to be on it completely focused in this game. No lapses of concentration. And with the forward line of Bergwijn, Son, Lucas, Dele, who are going to be playing a lot of football over the next few weeks due to our injuries, we need them to be able to capitalise on the counter-attack when we do get possession, and hoping for Lo Celso and Winks to be feeding them with good balls in behind them. We know they can provide that. Winks showed that against Villa, and Lo Celso has proved how good he can be on the ball, and hoping those are the kind of players that can beat the Leipzig press when they press us high. Hopefully we can find the spaces in behind with clever movement and clever passing to be able to hurt the opposition. It's going to be a tough game. I can't see us keeping a clean sheet, but I can see us scoring goals. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Spurs, which isn't the most stable of wins going to the second leg, but I'm hoping that it'll give us enough hope going to the second leg that we can go through in the time. Maybe we can get a draw out in Leipzig to take us through. But a 2-1 win is not a safe scoreline, but a win is better than a loss. So that's my prediction. I don't think it's going to be an easy game whatsoever. Leipzig are one of the best teams in Europe, so it's something to fear. But let's hope we can go into this game full of hope and we can really hurt the opposition, because without a recognised centre-back, they might struggle to contain our strike force. So let's hope that we go into this game and full of confidence, and we can take the win. Let us know in the comments below, how do you think the game's going to go? Where do you think the tactical battles are going to be? Who are you most fearful of the Leipzig team? Let us know in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you like our content, and as always, come on you Spurs!